Okay, great stuff. So this is chapter 7, part 2. This thing looks at ethics. So I want you to learn this, right? And we have an acronym for this, and it's general with most accounting bodies. It doesn't really matter. It's called OPIC. O-P-P-I-C. Just remember that. So when you think of OPIC, you think objectivity. You think professional behavior. You think professional competence. You think integrity. And you think confidentiality. And the truth is that over time you start to kind of see what's going on. I mean, to be objective means that there's just no bias. You would see it as though you didn't know the person, right? You would approach every situation fairly. You would look at it with clean eyes, clear eyes. There's basically no subjectivity. So you're not biased in any manner, shape, or form. And that's kind of what the first one really is. Professional behavior, yes, respect your client. No relationships, no undue strange relationships. Arrive to work on time. If you like, look neat and look clean when you go to work. Be honest. And if you like, treat your client with respect. And these all seem quite obvious, and this only just is more a way of defining just you being sort of aware. Don't just avoid any actions that would, if you like, bring any sort of disrepute or disrespect to yourself or to the organization. You represent a firm or you represent a client, so you want to treat that with respect. Competence, study, know what you're talking about, fundamentally. There's no need to waffle. Go and read. Make sure you pass your exams. So if you have to do the double entry, do the double entry. If you have to advise a client, tell them you will find out. Key point is, know your work. Integrity. Again, the whole reason here in accounting is that what we're selling really is a theory of trust. We're saying that you can trust what we're doing. You can trust us. So don't accept bribes. Just be honest and be fair. Confidentiality, don't be talking about your clients behind their backs or in pubs or in restaurants, or to your family. Keep the files of the clients protected and covered and not open to abuse. So this is really very much scenario based. You read a scenario and you'll see some pretty much obvious cases. The exam kit, when we come to look at them, have some very nice cases on them, but it just really talks about how you should behave. So yes, I think that's kind of and if you're never sure, if you don't know, always ask, your manager or someone who can help you out. So that's kind of the story here with this chapter. With the rest of this chapter, it's pretty much you remembering what these are, which is the key point. In terms of confidentiality, to a certain extent, you should still, of course, there are some things where you could think that, I suspect a case of fraud or terrorism or money laundering. So when you read those scenarios, you'll see clearly it does guide you as to what to do. So especially with when you suspect any kind of abuse or more terrorism, you report straight to the police, or if it's a case of money laundering, you usually have an officer within your organization you report to. But you don't be silent. Let the information out to someone who can help you. Okay, great stuff. That's the second part of this. It's very much one you read and you do questions and you pick up, but it's a written one, or it's one that you can read and see where they're going. Okay, great stuff. Let's move on to chapter 8.